All right. I call this October 16th, 2024 regular school board meeting to order. If everyone would please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented as I cut my phone off?
I'll make that motion. Second.
All right, motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. Dr. Arbogast.
Board's all right. We're going to do the educational feature first on the agenda. At this time, I'm going to introduce Nares Elementary Middle School. Jennifer Shrewsbury is here on their behalf to introduce who's here to share information with us. Thank you, Jennifer.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Shrewsbury, the STEM teacher, and we are very grateful for the position that was added to our schools. It has been a great success from all grades, but today we're showcasing 7th grade nutrition. Ms. Gigi with 4-H comes in once a week, and the kids have learned how to cut up vegetables, fruits, learned about My Plate and what's healthy to eat. Today they made pasta in the classroom. And got to sample different, like beans were in it, spinach, things that they would normally not eat, but they tried it today. So I have Truly and Kendall and Adelie and Michael and Cooper who are going to demonstrate, and I will pass it over to Miss Gigi.
Thank you. All right, are y'all good? Do I need to stand again?
Wherever you'd like to stand, you're fine.
Okay, I'm just going to stay right here if it's okay. All right, I passed everyone a flyer out, so you can hold on to that. All right, nice to meet you. Please call me Miss Gigi. Gigi Robertson. I work for Extension, and I'm a family nutrition facilitator. I work in all the schools ages 5 to 17, and they're just going to demonstrate a recipe that they will be actually doing on their last day of the 6 weeks. We do 6 weeks, 1 hour a week, or 1 hour a month, however the teachers choose, but we always do once a week. So they're going to go ahead and start preparing, doing some of their knife skills that they learn. We choose recipes from EatSmartMoveMore.org, Virginia. All of them are like really easy on finances and less expensive than some. We want to stay with things that are nutritious. The younger ones look at this My Plate, and the older ones, they have different ones. From 5 to, the kindergarten to 2nd grade. They get to do a tasting for each one. These boys and girls start in 6th grade, they get to actually cook. We've done chicken quesadillas. Today we built our own pasta. We had beef in it, lean beef, and also black beans and several vegetables that they did enjoy with that. So we just try to do something new. Instead of going to Debbie Cakes and different cookies and chips, we have recipes that they can hopefully go home and make, things that's usually at home. Fruits, vegetables, and here we have peanut butter yogurt dip, or yogurt peanut butter dip. I always say it backward. So they're going to build them on My Plate, and they're going to have a snack. So you just have to excuse them eating. Okay, so go ahead and get started and make the plates. All right. So I do SNAP Ed. I don't know if you've ever heard of SNAP, and I do FNAP also. And that's who funds us. And we bring everything into the schools. Whenever you're in my position, the kids love you. They look at the wagon and then they look at me. So it's always something good in there for them to eat, whether it's kindergarten or whoever. Kindergartners do tastings. It's called Pick a Better Snack. And it is actually, they taste a vegetable and a fruit or a fruit each time. And they absolutely love it. You can give them a bag of spinach and they will eat that. They don't care if it's spinach or if it is zucchini, cantaloupe, they don't care. And it amazes the teachers when you bring a bag of spinach in, and I thought I was going to get shot down the first time because I took grapes as backup. But they love the spinach. That's what you offer them and that's what they eat. And it's really cool. They learn different tastings, 3 different ones, kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd. So overall, I've been told they really like stickers, so they're doing things for sticker, but they taste it, and that's what, and So we're in 6th and 7th grade, and some of them will remind me they've already tasted that. They don't want it. But overall, it works. It's amazing. So pick a better snack, and then we go to Choose Health, and we actually grind some grains in the classroom, do some food demos. We learn about fats, sugars, and sodium. The little ones I don't talk about that much too. The importance of it, and still in 7th grade we were talking about it again today, the importance of watching your fats and sugars and sodium. Okay, so but Choose Health is a fun curriculum. We do physical activity the last sometimes 10 minutes of the class. Today they did charades, and it's quite entertaining to see these young ones do charades. I was in high school yesterday, and they only get better at it. Just as long as your body's moving, we recommend 60 minutes a day of physical activity. Okay? Don't cut those too small because they're going to dip them. So you don't have to cut the carrots. Just lay them on a plate. Okay? Thank you. So, but they all work together. Sometimes there's 20 boys and girls in one room, and we make it work. We will fix a table just like this and have 10 on each table. Like today, we only had a couple. We cut up cucumbers to go with our pasta, but we just make it work. Everybody seems to work together and very happily. Overall, it has been a blessing to do these boys and girls. To me, it's just fun. It's a fun way to teach them to be healthy. We always have something to eat from 6th to 7th and up. And we always do a smoothie or a slush. Today we built our own slush. We had apples we do apple slush, but we did orange and what do we do? Pineapples. And we had to figure that one out because that is one that you build your own. So you have to figure out how much you want in it. And we had a couple boys and girls back there, and it was pretty neat to figure that one out with them. So, but they're hard workers, and they're always up for trying. So they're actually making you a My Plate. Everything should. To make a perfect My Plate of a snack or a supper, you should have dairy, you should have grains. And Cooper, you want to tell them what we have?
So for our grains, we have some graham crackers. For our fruits, we have apples and bananas. For our vegetables, we have carrots. And for our dairy, we have the peanut butter and yogurt dip.
That's right. Well, the protein is the peanut butter. There you go. You got it. So as long as they can see and know how to make a healthy meal and snack, my goal is to hopefully they will use it. I have had seniors to tell me, and one student in college, she said, I use that stuff you taught me. And I'm like, what stuff is that? She said, all of it. I do the recipes and I use the utensils. As incentives, they get spatulas, dry measuring cup, liquid measuring cups. They get water bottles, just anything to encourage them to use their tools and to make healthier choices. And it's just all about choices. And they get told that. Some of them won't try one thing or another. It's okay, but later you will. And I am the pickiest of all pickies at times too. So
vouch for that.
Yes, I am. My husband says you tell them to do it, but I make good choices. I just don't like some of those. So we got into deer meat today. So the boys and girls love to eat deer meat, and I'm like, okay, it's healthy. I'll cook it, but I don't want it. So But we all have our little favorites.
Now, do they have to clean up, Miss Gigi?
Oh, do they have to clean up? Yes. Yes. And now this age group, we're in classroom. When we're in high school, it was, I think, the beginning of last year. We did stations. We did smoothie station. We would do our vegetable station. We would do our meats. And whoever was left, it was their day to clean up. We rotated. Well, one young man, he washed the dishes because I said, okay, it's your turn to wash, but he didn't know to rinse them because we use dishwashers, folks. So he didn't know. So now everybody cuts, everybody washes what they use this year, and I've really enjoyed it, and they're learning because there is, hot soapy water works wonderful. But it's all a learning experience, and everybody learns at their own level. It doesn't matter their age, or we all just join in and make it work. And to learn how to serve, how to make things look nice on a plate. This is the goal.
I think I could eat this stuff just about the spoon.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes. It's what Erica, she made it one year whenever I done it in CBI class. and she made it for Christmas.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's yogurt peanut butter dip, and all it is peanut butter and yogurt. And they would actually have made this today, but they were busy making other things. So I made the yogurt peanut butter dip, and they're just making sure they have everything on their plates. Now, I will tell you, I don't know why I chose apples. These are Macintosh apples because usually apples go flying off on the floor until they get the hang of it. They are taught to hold it tightly, a knife tightly, and point down and rock. So they have safety knives. They don't use, I have a sharp knife, but I keep it wrapped in a towel and tucked away. I get it out when I need to, but overall, they do really good with these knives. I'm impressed with the knives. Yeah, but if they don't use two, sometimes people try to cut with one hand, and I mean, it's a learning process. I tell them, you weren't born knowing how to cut, so it takes time. So we just clean up the floor and collect whatever's in the floor after when they do clean up, so.
Oh, get one for Mr. Williams.
Oh, girls, y'all make one for Mr. Williams.
Set it here for Jay.
Mr. Williams isn't here yet, so make one extra.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams.
And so this year with TSA, the theme for website design challenge was food preparation website. So what better way to have Gigi come in, and then the kids made their own websites the last couple of weeks, and they want to demonstrate that. Are you all, y'all want to come over here?
Yeah.
Let the rest of them finish up cutting and playing.
Alright. Alright, Kendall.
And enter that at the spot.
Make sure you give them plenty of yogurt peanut butter dish, because we have lots of it.
Truly, I'll just get the rest of the stuff.
All right, make sure they get peanut butter. Okay. That's okay. Well, they told me 5 to 6 people, so there's a few.
Okay. So,
Okay, if you want some more dip, you can have more dip.
So our website is called Cook With Us, and we have, and like all these things list what all we have on our website. Okay. Okay, Truly.
We want to provide easy recipes for middle school through high school. These recipes are easy and contain ingredients you can find at home. We want to try to help you find more easy recipes for at home. So we're not always eating out. We encourage you to try these recipes, and maybe you'll find something you like.
Okay. Okay. We have we also have a Facebook page with 2 videos.
Here are the 4 most important things while cooking. In every step of food preparation, follow these 4 guidelines to keep food safe. Clean, wash hands and surfaces often. Separate, don't cross. Contaminate. Cook. Cook to proper temperatures, checking with the food thermometer. Chill. Refrigerate promptly.
Okay, this is one of our favorite recipes, and it's fettuccine alfredo. So we list all the ingredients you need, and also like their measurements, and then we also have our list of instructions. And this is what it should look like when it's done.
You don't have to expand it. Do y'all want to say anything?
No.
Yeah.
Choose.
Want to show anything else with your website?
Or snack recipes.
Okay, for our snack recipes, we have cucumber salad, and those are the ingredients and the directions, and then that's what it should look like when it's done. So these are the ingredients, and here are the directions. what it'll look like when it's done, and then up there is the directions and ingredients.
Very nice.
Do you all have any questions for them or for us?
Good job.
The website is very nice.
Very nice.
So moms, dads out there, do they cook at home for you guys?
I have who has 2 nights. She's cooked her own meal
Cook
set
for
from what we
us.
want.
You don't cook lately.
I mean, I'll take you.
I'll hold
to
my
house.
comments to myself.
I have pictures of her cooking. Okay, now we have to clean up and just keep one bag of all the scraps.
Just use the bag with nothing. Try to scrap. Okay. Can I touch it now with my hands? Can we like take our gloves off?
No, you're gonna clean it first. You don't want that on your hands, do you?
Wait, do this. We're putting all, we're putting everything on. It's wet.
The snack is delicious. Thank you all.
Good job.
So good.
Thank you all for having us. This is what it's about, just teaching them to eat healthy, making good
Yeah, it's
choices.
great. It's really good too, like this peanut butter stuff.
It is really good.
Because I wouldn't make that. I don't like yogurt.
There is an apple cinnamon roll-up wrap where you cut up apples and you put them in a tortilla and a little bit of cinnamon sugar and you put yogurt in it. I wouldn't try it. I had to get the girls in the office to try it and it's amazing and I love it once I try it.
Like
But
just
warm
eat
yogurt.
So you're saying this peanut butter is peanut butter
Have the
yogurt?
recipe right there, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I mean, I would
It's just
never
a light peanut butter.
Is it natural peanut butter or just regular?
No, that's just we only buy the store brand, or basically, so yeah. I like the Jif Natural Foods, that's, yeah. It's really good.
Brown, do you like
You
it?
guys, thank
I
you.
do. Very good, thank you.
Let's do this. Here, well, we put
Oh, you
that.
got a happy plate.
Later.
Got a culinary
And wait, just, we put that stuff.
Do what now?
program in
Oh, thank you.
like just to build on.
That's really.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, kids.
Good job, girl.
Amanda Joy.
Just put it down.
You know, it's good.
Standing.
Why am I even interacted on? All right, all three. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Pretty good.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all.
Thank you all.
Kids.
Yes, sir. Right here, that's right.
In front So my kids love when
Bye,
teacher
Grace.
comes to class.
You should have left that, didn't
At this time, on behalf of the Giles County School System and School Board, we'd like to recognize 2 individuals. First, we'd like to recognize our school nutrition employee of the month, and that's Shelley Spicer. I don't believe that she was able to be with us, but let's give Shelley a round. Please. And next, we'd like to recognize our school transportation employee of the month, and that's Sarah McLaughlin.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. Uh-oh, somebody's hiding back there. Yep, there she is.
Let me scoot over here. I'm feeling it.
All 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Very good.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Sarah.
All right, from now, let's see, we're going to public comments. All right, I'm gonna read this. The Giles County School Board welcomes the public to its meetings and offers individuals an opportunity to address the board during public comments. Citizens are asked to follow the guidelines as established in the school division's regulations regarding public comment. Please refrain from discussing personnel items or naming specific students during public remarks. For the record, please state your name and the subject of your remarks. Public comments are limited to 4 minutes per speaker unless prior approval has been given to waive the designated time limit. I will ask a member, Dr. Arbogast will keep time, and make sure you've signed up with the board clerk. We've got a list. If anybody else wants to sign up, let us know. Let me state beforehand that this board is different than a lot of boards. We are charged in student discipline matters and personnel matters with being the due process agents. In other words, if there's a personnel or student matter that goes to this board, we can't know about it beforehand to give those folks a fair hearing. So that's why we have these regulations in here regarding that. And please don't put me in a position tonight to have to call you out of order, all right? I don't want to do that. We know why you're here. We know who you're supporting, and we understand that and appreciate that. It makes me proud to be in the community that I represent. But please don't put me in that position tonight. All right, Ms. Bonnie Clark, please.
My name is Bonnie Clark, and I'm here on behalf of my mother, Phyllis Clark. We have a student at Narrows High School in the CBI class, Amy Clark. I'm just here to let you all know that on September the 11th, my mom was in the hospital, and I'm sure a lot of you had my.
Ma'am, if this regards anything, this is a subject of a personnel matter that's currently under investigation. We cannot hear it. It's not fair to the employee that's not here.
I'm just letting you know that.
Ma'am, I understand, but we've got to have that presented in a proper manner. It's not fair for us to hear evidence, potential evidence in a situation involving an employee without an employee here with the opportunity to be represented by a GEA rep or lawyer or what have you. Okay, it's to protect the employee just as much as it is that we just can't hear that.
Okay, I understand completely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see. Connie Bowers.
Good evening. I'm Connie Bowers, and I really don't know. I've never been to one of these meetings, but I'm just going to say one thing. It is concerning the IEP meetings, and we had an IEP meeting, and that's what I'd like to say.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Ms. Bendy Schrager, please.
I don't have anything to say. I'm actually here on behalf of Melinda Tabor, who had asked me to read a letter, which it's sealed, just so everybody knows I didn't have anything to do with it, but I'm sure that probably has the same thing to do with what you were speaking.
And look, please understand. I mean,
I do understand.
Okay.
I do understand, because I guess if he was allowed to come.
Well, no, we don't do this out in public because we are prohibited by state law from discussing personnel matters.
I understand where your position is, absolutely. Just in two ways.
Jane Garrett.
I'll try this. You may shut me down.
I tried not to. Good evening, I'm Jane Garrett, and I'm here this evening to express my concern about the problem of placing a teacher on administrative leave, which happened 3 weeks ago. This teacher, in my opinion, has always gone above and beyond and does an outstanding job and cares deeply about.
I'm sorry. I understand, but
I can't do anything like that.
This is a matter because it's, well, let's just say hypothetically the employee was under investigation, which we as a board, we're kept in kind of a bubble to protect their rights.
Well, that's true. I was just told not to use names or people or anything. Okay.
So can I ask a question? When is the appropriate time that they can share this information? With who do they share this information with?
They need to share it with that person and that person's representative so that they have to have an opportunity to be heard. I mean, that's,
They have to share it with the individual who already knows it. They want to share it with people who don't know it.
the way in a hypothetical situation, the way in if an action is taken that is negative, the employee generally has a right to appeal that. At that point, that information, they have a right to hearing before this board. And
at which time these people can come and share information.
There are certain procedures. And again, if you feel like, if people here feel like that things are not being considered, it's just like anything else. Work it up the chain all the way to Dr. Arbogast. That's what it is. And now I hope and I understand that our staff listens, but
So we could just schedule meetings with them.
what we would say, just like they tell all of us before we come on a board, you work it out. If you have an issue with a teacher or something like that, if you as an employee have an issue with someone, take it to your principal and GEA rep, and then take it up that chain. And
Every day. I'm glad you said that, the chain. Where do we find out where this chain is that they need to go up?
It's there. I mean, it ends with Dr. Arbogast. And again, we don't, and here's another thing you've got to understand with this board. We don't take personnel actions. The only employee we've got is Dr. Arbogast, okay? We protect employees' rights, give them a fair hearing and due process, but through that, it's got to be done through that process. I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
So is it Dr. Arbogast that we need to meet with? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm not understanding.
I'm saying if you got an issue, if you got a specific issue about a specific program, you go to that person who's got that program. We've got a lot of things under the school system. If you're not getting answers, you go up to them, and at some point,
Hypothetically, if that employee is on leave, then how does that work? Something's not making sense somewhere. I'm just an outsider looking in.
Amy, I understand what you're saying, but we're different than any other board out there because we've got that due process protection. And
I mean, I understand what you're saying about protecting the employee and the employee not being.
and we've got a duty to protect, to consider the whole system. Okay, we've got to, whatever the situation is, and we don't know. Honestly, we do not know as this board what the details are. Okay, because we can't until such time as it's either resolved or it comes to us.
And is there a time frame that there is to get that resolved?
That will be communicated. That
written procedure somewhere that I can look up, because I can't find any. It's the protocol. Yeah.
The protocol is the administration, whichever administration is conducting it, conducts the investigation as they see fit, and that's the way this has been done for 40 years.
Okay, is there?
Who's the administrator of the matter?
Again, we don't know the details. We were not.
I'm not asking about the
As far
details.
as
What I
next
wanna-
person to report to.
Yeah, that's what I would like to know is, if we have, and not just this situation, whatever situation is, as parents.
As parents, and I'll tell you, and I think all of us would tell you if you came to us individually with a problem. Say, my first question is going to be, did you try to address it with the teacher or the bus, whatever that is? And then the next step would be, did you talk to the principal, who's ever the administrator over that building? Okay, you talk to them. If you're not happy with that, then call the central office. I mean, Ms. Mustaine, Dr. Arbogast, Dr. Brown deal with these issues, and then at that point, if it's something that we can talk to you about and address as a board member, something that's not like this is personnel that's ongoing at the time, or a student discipline matter that, say a kid has been suspended or expelled, we can't talk to you about that. But if you've got an issue that you feel is not being resolved, that's the point you come to us and say, hey, I don't feel this, and we'll try to address it. But that's,
So is it more appropriate for us to each individually schedule meetings with you all, or is it more appropriate for us to come as a group and relay multiple avenues of information? Like what is or does that matter at that point?
We can meet with them, but we can't talk to them about anything. So you're just gonna get us, and if we were to meet, all we could do is listen.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
But they could voice the things that they have on paper to you private.
yeah. And the reason I have to cut people off is because we can't as a board, if something comes of this, whatever it is, we can't come in with it's unfair to the employee, the student in those situations for us to have information outside of what is the evidence, what, if it was like a court of law, that the evidence that would come in. And we try, sometimes, people will come up to us and ask us what's going on, and we really don't have a clue. Dr. Arbogast knows our responsibilities very well and is very general in these situations. Most of the time, we're not even, told that the individual, we're just saying an individual at a building something's happened. And this is what's going on, and it may come to you, so I'm not going to tell you more.
And I think what a lot of people want to kind of going around trying to figure out with this type, say, any type of hearing with the school board in any way at all. So is it like any other type of hearing where
it is
the subject matter is allowed to call witnesses on their behalf at that actual trial decision meeting, whatever it is.
They are offered. I mean, I think it's not like a court of law, but if they had relevant evidence to present, I think everyone on this board would listen to it if it's relevant evidence. And
I think that's what everybody's trying to do.
I think that we all think we have some relevant evidence that maybe hasn't been shared, and we haven't had a platform or have a known written procedures to be able to do that in the appropriate manner. And I obviously want to do that in the appropriate manner because I am an employee of the school system, but I do feel like there's information that maybe hasn't been clearly shared and might give different insight.
And if you please follow whatever that they tell you to do get that, and if in the time to contact us is like if you're not getting, and again I think our staff does a very good job in this office of when people have concerns that they do at least listen. So, but I appreciate, and please understand, again, it's not that we don't want to hear your concerns. It's got to be at the appropriate time through the appropriate manner.
But what about our children? I mean, we've got children in CBI that are going through a lot of things and they don't understand this. I know personally mine has had several meltdowns in the last couple of weeks. It's not fair to her.
We have got to, in these situations, it's got to follow a process, any situation what it is. And any time that there's an adverse situation with a student or a teacher, there's unfortunately things that,
I understand that. But
is this process written anywhere? Like, can I read the procedures if I am accused of something as a teacher? This X, Y, and Z are going to happen, and these are the people that are responsible. Like, is there a policy that I can read and look at?
There's something there we can do.
Yeah.
I would like that if I could. I mean, I think it might make me know what was relevant to share.
Well, and it's one of these things too.
I couldn't find it on the website.
Yeah. Well, I understand that and please we're actually, I hope those board docs people will get it no more. I understand your frustration, but when I was on the outside, I used to look through the policy manual, 1,000 pages. It doesn't search very well, but no, and that's something for employees and for parents. We need to make sure that we've got clear access to our policies, and not just on this and other things. And I hope we will strive to do a better job on that. But and the employees should always, your various educational association reps and those things. So.
And I know you said that there wasn't a timeline specified. It's by whoever was handling the situation or whatever.
Yeah, that's
how they need fit. But as a school board,
it differs. Shannon, we have situations that involve, DSS, law enforcement, and they're on their own timelines that we're stuck with before we can do that. And it's, there's not a one size fits all. I mean, some things you can do in an afternoon in a building. Other things it takes time. And those things,
Is there a teacher in the CBI class with these students? Because my child's coming home crying every day. She's crying getting on the bus. She doesn't want to go. So, and her whole routine is broken, and I don't even know who's in the classroom teaching her.
Well, and I'd encourage you to reach out to Mr. Bowles and if, to get those questions, answers, have your concerns addressed. And if he can't get you the answers and to have your concerns addressed, again, work that up the chain there. And that's, again, all those things, that's how we do it. Because, again, I think all of us would that's going to be our first question: who have you talked to? And because a lot of times what I'll say, somebody says, hey, I need to have this. I said, well, have you talked to, Mr. Gottier, Mr. Bowles, Ms. Balgus, whoever it is? Say, you need to do that first at least, because they need a chance to address that in their building.
And I think that's where my question was going, was kind of stemming from, her concerns from there. As a parent, you have a kid in the school system, and the powers that be are prolonging this, this decision, prolonging this trial type deal, everything like that. Is the school board allowed at that point, after numerous complaints from the parents about, hey, my kid is suffering because of this, my kid is suffering because of this, is there any way we can get a permanent teacher in place, permanent this, permanent, back to a norm? Is a school board then allowed to step in at that point, or would the school board step in at that point and take the children's agony, what they're going through, in consideration from the school board, because you're supposed to be protecting the children at that point, and take it upon yourselves to say, hey, look, we have to do this within the next so many days.
Well,
to protect the children that we're supposed to be protecting at all times in the school system.
Well, we trust that our administration does that. If not, we address that. But the thing is, those positions, when someone, hypothetically, if an employee is out, that position's not vacant. So, I mean, those are the things you can't. It's just like my clients in court tell me all the time. I say I want to get this going. It just, some things take time.
I was just wondering if y'all had the power to eventually just step in and be like, hey, this has been going on long enough.
The only thing a school board does, the three things a school board does is hire a superintendent, and we approve or disapprove his recommendations on hiring. We set a budget and we set policies. None of us individually have the power to do anything. When I go to Narrows High School, I'm a parent. Narrows Elementary School, I'm a parent. None of us can do anything unless we get two other people to go along with us and agree to it. And even then, because people think we run the school system, we hire Dr. Arbogast to do that, and we address concerns with him. But that's how a school board works, or at least in Virginia they do.
Ms. Clark, I would.
What about these special ed children? I've got 3 that receive services. Gosh, They went 3 weeks with no special ed.
Those need to be addressed, and I'll say it, if you've got those concerns, address it with the school.
I would suggest, Ms. Clark, you reach out to
Yeah, I'm
Mr. Bowles and just tell him your concerns and ask him who is in the classroom with did you say your daughter?
She's my niece.
Well, your niece.
Raising her.
But, I think you should reach out to him and then, just ask questions. Tell him you're concerned and, your daughter, your niece is upset and could you.
Well, like we said, these are special needs kids, and Amy has seizures, and this is.
I understand.
Her, and she has 7 seizures in a day. This is gonna cost her life eventually. And she's upset. She has no idea what's going on. My mom's laying up in a hospice bed, so I'm trying to deal with all this. And so, what do our kids do?
Right.
So that's kind of, I guess, why we're all here is we're trying to find answers for these kids.
Right.
So I'm not gonna see her sit here and be upset every day and not wanna go to school. I'll pull her out first.
I understand.
And I don't wanna do that. This is important to her.
Right.
And I don't wanna do that, but I'm not gonna have her life in jeopardy over something like this. I'm just not. My mom's got 3 weeks left, and I'm not gonna spend it worrying about what's going on with Amy.
So they get a free appropriate public education, and we need to make sure that that's happening.
Right.
And there's got to be a timeline in which that you review these records or whatever, and we make a decision.
Right.
One way or another, we need to make a decision because, like he said, we've got a place that should have a person but doesn't have a person, and so because of that, we're having to have substitutes in and out of the building, and we need a decision. And I work on the staff and I need a decision. And it's not just disrupting that one class, it's a whole, it's a lot of people. Like I have a coworker right now that is telling me right now that it didn't just disrupt that one class. It is disrupted because she's been moved from her class where the students were supposed to be getting special education services to cover another class that needed co-teaching services. This is a snowball effect, and as if that we weren't already stressed, now it's just extra that we didn't ask for.
Do we have any timeline of how long this takes, or do you have anything? That's not saying Dr. Arbogast, what is this? How does it?
We don't have a baseline when they've had a situation similar that, hey, this one took 2 months.
By the end of the week, we'll have some, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay.
So does this chain of command go both ways? Is that, you're talking about a student, I'll just use Amy. If she has a problem, then she takes it to Mr. Bowles or wherever before it gets to this chain of command. But on the flip side of that, if it's a teacher, is there certain chain of commands that has to go through before we get to?
It would be the same thing. In my mind, it's just like in any, organization, you kind of move it up there and again, and they should, said we've got GEA, we've got, if they've got reps to kind of advise people on how to do that.
Who makes the decision to discipline teachers?
That is there's a recommendation in some instances that comes from lower, but Dr. Arbogast ultimately makes that decision, and that the teacher at that time, same thing with students, they can appeal it to our board if it's an appealable issue. So.
When is an appropriate amount of time to appeal something like that?
That's all in a letter, and those type things. People are informed. I think we're required to put that in the letter of what we do. So, and again, I would encourage anyone that's in that to, those situations are serious and get representation to advise you on it. So.
So basically, after the principal, you're saying it needs to come to you all.
No,
the chain's kind of broke.
Well, no, it's one of those things that, again, we can't. We get to, if we think something's right or something's wrong, that evidence is presented to us, but we can't have preconceived notions coming in. We can't hear, let's just say if it's a student, we can't hear the evidence against the student why that student was suspended from school or expelled from school without having an opportunity to have that student's parents, that student, and have them present their side of the story.
So basically, it all just kind of lays on the administration and the principal, and that's who makes your main decisions.
That's who makes the decision subject to an appeal. I mean, that's.
For investigation.
I think that everybody in the room is like, you were talking about law enforcement or whatever, like, I mean, obviously you know that even a criminal who's went out here and done a horrible act is still entitled to a speedy trial.
Oh,
A fair and speedy trial.
And those are things that right now, we as a board we can't weigh in on whether something was speedy or not right now because we don't know. All right. Now, after the postmortem down the line, you know, those are things that sometimes we would say in situations, hey, we wish this would have been handled quicker or things like that. And, you know, that's something we can't do right now because everybody, you know, Dr. Arbogast and the staff here deserves an opportunity to do their job and properly handle these situations. And I've got confidence in Dr. Arbogast and properly handling the situations. And we've got to recognize that, and that we've got to balance that with the fair right. And then at that point, after those things, then we look at it, you know, once it's done. But because we sit as a agent of due process, we can't do anything. We can't hear it right now.
So on another note, doesn't have anything to do with this note. Like, you guys are elected by us to take care of our children, basically. So in saying that, by what you say, does that mean that you guys may not be aware of something that took place in this office concerning a child? Is that what? No.
We have 2,200 students and 300 employees. We can't know everything that goes on. But at the same time, we don't, you know, to the extent things go on that aren't relevant to a certain situation, there's no use in bringing that up. I would caution people on that. So we really probably need to move on. We talk more, but I understand at least my community, you know, it's of great concern. And that's, you know, kind of why we went down that road to kind of explain that, because I don't think a lot of people understand where we are. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, I apologize that, you know, because of the situation we're in, we couldn't let you have your full comments, but do appreciate you being here. All right. Well, thank y'all. We will move on to the consent items. We've got, can I get a motion to approve the consent items, which include meeting minutes from September 18th, September 19th, bills, payroll, revenue expenditure reports, and an appropriation request?
I'll make a motion to approve those.
Second.
All right, got a motion second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. All right. Dr. Arbogast?
Thank you, sir. I have some personnel items I need to ask the board to approve at this time. Have some athletic coaching contracts I need to ask the board to approve. Mike Helmendollar, Nares High School head cross country. Tashina Tickle, Giles High School JV middle school varsity cheerleading. Julie Scott, Giles High School cheer assistant. Luke Craig, Giles High School head theater. And Derek Snyder, Giles High School football middle school assistant.
Okay.
Motion.
Okay, that's done. Thank you. I have a second.
Second.
All right, motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Need to ask the board to approve the following volunteer agreements. Shannon Setzer, Giles High School band. Amber Bradley, Giles High School middle school basketball. Melanie Hart, Giles High School. Brett Hart, Giles High School. Lisa Epperly, Eastern Elementary Middle School. And Mason McClarty, Michelle Mann, Giles High School band. And Sherilyn Thacker, Giles High School band. And Ann Campbell, Giles High School band.
Do I have a motion to approve the volunteer agreements as presented by Dr. Arbogast?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Be it asked the board to approve the following resignations. Karen Allen, middle school, Mason McClarty, middle school teacher, to be effective today, October 16th.
Do I have a motion to approve that resignation?
I'll make a motion to approve the resignation.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
I have a question about that. It's, in my notes, it says pending suitable replacement, so we have a suitable replacement.
We list that when individuals are going, we anticipate individuals are going to other school divisions.
Okay.
And, or have been notified by other school divisions.
That's fine. Nothing more.
All right. Anything further? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye.
And I need to ask the board to approve the following retirement. Benita Skidmore, Mason McClarty, teacher assistant, effective October 1st.
Do I have a motion to approve that retirement?
I'll make that
motion.
Go ahead.
Second.
I got a motion and a second and a third. Any discussion? All right. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Keep on going.
Keep on going.
First, I want to thank Nares Elementary Middle School, Jennifer Shrewsbury for being here, and the students for being here for presenting the educational feature, and Gigi as well. Appreciate them being here and taking the time. Enrollment, as of this morning, just to update you on enrollment, our enrollment was 2,159. That's 2,150 in person and 9 in county virtual. That's a basically net of 0 from the end of September. So we also have 1,378 stride students that are out of district students. That gives us a total of 3,537 students overall. And we'll continue to work with stride to continue to push that number forward. Want to remind everybody, been published on our Facebook page. Ag Day is this Saturday, October 19th, from 10 to 2. Be up at the Ag Lab behind Giles High School. I want to invite everybody out. I hope everybody will come out and enjoy the day. We're excited about the opportunity and looking forward to some of the activities that they have scheduled up there, touch a truck, etc. And I don't want to take Mr. Williams any of your thunder, but if you want to mention any more, I'll leave it.
I hope everybody shows up.
Hope everybody comes as well. So
we have a fun day for everybody.
We're looking forward to it. Should be a nice day, hopefully.
Got a lot of stuff coming and a lot of people helping out. Hopefully we have a good day for everybody.
Want to congratulate Landon Lindsay from Nares High School and William Ballard from Giles High School for qualifying for state golf tournament yesterday. We held yesterday at Great Oaks Country Club over in Floyd. It was great for both of them and that opportunity to participate in the state competition. Last Tuesday, just so you're aware, October 8th, information about the Virginia Quality Birth to 5. You've probably heard that VQB5. Ms. Morris has shared information with you about that before. That became available online last Tuesday. And what that does is that puts information out there for the publicly funded early childhood sites across the Commonwealth. That's over 3,000 of them. It provides information on the quality and safety of each program, and based on the observations, it's based on observations and using DOE approved curriculum. We had all 3 of our schools, 2 of our schools received the meets expectations, Nares Elementary and Macy, and Eastern received the exceeds expectations. So congratulations to all 3 of our programs and all 3 of our schools. There were only, out of the 3,121 sites, 79 received the exceed expectations. So congratulations to our programs, and I know that they continue to work hard to provide excellent education to our students, early education students. I want to pass out information to you that we received a week or so ago. This is from Workforce Development. It's the Giles County Youth Build Program. They now have a physical presence in Giles County. So I wanted to share that with you. That's been shared with the high school principals, administration, all three high school principals, to ask them to share with anybody that could benefit. So that's been sent out to the schools as well.
The town of Pearisburg give us office in the King Johnson building, rec center.
Last Thursday, we participated in the Crunch Around the Commonwealth. I imagine you saw some pictures online. That's local, participating locally grown apples were provided to all of our student staff to enjoy, and it promotes locally grown food. In addition, last Thursday, we had spaghetti that was served that had contained our locally raised beef. So again, we farmed to school, and we were excited about that, and thank everybody for that participated in that, and thanks for the work. Everybody getting that taken care of.
I love the pictures.
Those were nice.
Good to see everybody.
We shared those with the VDOE. If you actually follow the hashtags, it'll take you to the VDOE sites and you can see what each school division. And I thought it was really important that we brag on our students and our staff.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Dr. Arbogast, I really want to thank our school nutrition staff, our managers. Put a lot of energy and effort into that meal that was served as one of our more popular meals. Received a lot of positive feedback about the spaghetti, and I know Mr. Williams and I have talked about incorporating more local beef into our school nutrition program, and I'm 100% behind that and hope we can find a way to do that. But I just want to thank our employees and our school nutrition managers for all their hard work.
I went down there as high school and had lunch with Mr. Brown was there, and it was a good meal, really good. They done a good job. There's a big long line there lined up to come get it too.
Just to provide you some updated information, I shared with you, I think last week at the work session, that the bids for Giles, Naris, and Giles Tech Center were going to be opened on October 30th. That has now been moved back a week. It'll be November 7th, same time on November 7th.
Any reason?
I think there's another bid project somewhere else that contractors had, it would have been conflict.
Fair enough.
To attend.
I mean, we had to show up.
We had 4 primes. We had 4 prime contractors. We had a large number of roofing contractors.
We had, with the tables we had set up, they were sitting around the tables and sitting against the wall, so we had
a good crowd. That's
a good crowd.
Good crowd.
Good sign.
One thing I need to do, last week during our work session, I shared with you that we were working on a temporary use of the Pearisburg Community Center agreement. We got that language worked out, and it's talking about the Giles High School volleyball and basketball teams, got that corrected. And the other language that was recommended to me by council to get in there. And they asked, in here it includes the fact that you all moved and approved it. So I guess I need to ask you all to approve the fact that I'm gonna sign this, that Giles High School can use the annex. The
KJ.
Pearisburg Community Center, KJ.
So moved.
Just a second.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Jim approved that, correct?
He went through it originally, but and then from there I gave it back to him and we kind of got the other stuff corrected.
All right. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor? Aye.
And I'll get that signed and I'll get that back to them so they can get it signed. We can get it executed so we don't have any questions. Otherwise, the only other thing I have, we have dates.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to. That's what I'm going to say. The only thing I have is dates, and we need to go to closed session to discuss personnel matter.
Okay. We will.
And I assume that you all want to do your comments first and before.
Yeah. Yes.
Then we'll go to closed session.
So let's work back from
dates.
Yeah. So,
reminder, tomorrow, the 17th, we have a budget meeting at 7:45 at Nares Elementary and 3:30 at Macy. Okay. Board work session.
Let's set the regular so we can work back from that.
Board meeting normally would be the third Thursday. However, that's VSBA. the week of VSBA. So that's the 18th, 19th, 20th, that week be in Williamsburg. So historically, we'd done it the week before. I would assume you would do it the 14th. Because the week after is Thanksgiving. Unless you want to push it to Tuesday prior to Thanksgiving.
It's the regular meeting.
Yes, the regular November meeting, yes, ma'am.
I'm good with the 14th.
I'm just saying, if you want a 4:30 meeting, the 26th would be a better one.
It's up to y'all.
The 26th.
26th is a Tuesday. He said if you want a 4:30 meeting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and set it for the 16th.
14th, you mean?
14th, yeah. Well, I'm hoping we're still playing then.
So you want to, that's up to y'all.
If 6:30 will work, that would be better for me, because if we're playing.
All right, November 14th.
So all the women are
6:30.
going. Look at it.
Is that good?
That's good.
6:30.
I'll tell you something when we go to closed session.
Okay, 6:30. We're gonna remember this, ladies. When we wanna, when we wanna have this, 6:30 meeting
So I'm
during
assuming,
hunt season.
I'm assuming you'll want to do a work session the week before.
Yeah, I think that would work well.
Keep in mind, I'll remind you that we have, on November 6th, the 1 o'clock meeting with the 2 board supervisor members. So I don't know that you'll want to do it that day, so it's either the 4th or the 5th.
We have a budget meeting.
7th.
Is it the 7th?
Yeah.
Okay.
7th is, NHS,
Harris
at
Hospital
8 a.m.
7th
Okay.
Unless you do it after.
at 8 o'clock, unless we do it afterwards, and then, but I've got, we've got a representative that's going to be visiting schools starting that morning, so that's.
The 4th or the 5th will work for me.
And the 5th's a teacher work day. I know it's election day. That not good?
That
That means all the kids will be home.
Yeah, the kids are out of school that day. Teacher work day.
We'll do Monday then.
Then Monday.
Yeah, Monday, 9 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
Monday the 4th.
Yes, sir.
At 9, is that what we said?
I don't want Chad to be too mad at me.
Got it.
And again, remind you about the Saturday, the 19th, Ag Day, 10 to 2.
All right. Got those set. Mr. Williams, you got some comments?
Oh, I just like to say that, apologize to you for being late. Ms. Dedding had a meeting this afternoon, y'all, I hope y'all aware, but now she's taking 15 of her FFA students to Indianapolis, Indiana next week. She's invited me to go with them. I'm gonna go. So she laid the law down to us tonight for me. And I promised her faithfully I'd behave.
That's right.
And anyway, the good thing about it, we had some people in the community in agriculture that stepped up and is paying for most of that trip.
That's awesome.
And looking forward to it. We'll pull out Tuesday morning.
Excellent.
The presentation was nice. I caught the back end of it. I was real proud of the kids. They done a good job, good food. Done good. Thank you.
I just want to say it's, we're almost to the end of the first 9 weeks. And so I know things are getting down to the wire for the teachers and the kids. And just want to thank everybody that's gotten them through. I know sickness is starting to roll through some of the schools. I think Macy was hit pretty hard today. I know I had one come home. And just really want to acknowledge the work that these kids are doing and that Miss Gigi is doing. I know that Jennifer's involved in that, but Gigi has been somehow or way teaching my kids for 18 years. And man, they just learn so much from her and the program that she's doing with nutrition. When my kids come home and tell me what they got to make with Miss Gigi, and that they want to try to make a smoothie, or they want to try to cut something. Like, those are such important skills that many of our kids aren't going to get outside of that classroom, maybe, or exposure to certain foods that might not be common in their household. So I'm just so proud that we offer that program and the work that she does. And all of those kids are just so excellent. The food was good. I'm going to take the recipe home. My kids are going to probably want to make the yogurt peanut butter dip tomorrow. But yeah, just thank you to everybody who came to voice concerns. Even though we weren't able to hear them, we feel you, and we want everybody to know that they're supported, and that we really do want what is best for the kids and this entire system and our faculty also. That's it.
Thank
you.
You done?
Yes, Philip.
Sure.
Yes, I'm done.
Well, as always, I'd like to thank Dr. Arbogast, Ms. Mustang, Dr. Brown, and Ms. Amanda, and of course everybody here at the school board office, and all the hard work you do, all of our teachers, school bus drivers, cafeteria, just anybody that has anything to do with the school system. Thank you for all your hard work. Like to echo what Nicole and Jay said about the kids here. Done a super job tonight. I'd like to thank all the people that had anything to do with helping out with the hurricane, feeding all the meals and stuff. And the kids, I think, helped clean up and stuff. Thank all of them for all the hard work they did. And I'd like to echo what Dr. Arbogast said about the kids' awards and stuff that they won, and the 2 kids going to play golf. And good luck to them. And I guess that's about it.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Y'all are in slapping range of each other.
Again, thanks to Miss Gigi. I've known Gigi for a long time, and she is phenomenal with kids. She has a heart and a passion for it, and you can tell. So I appreciate her, like, just giving her time and teaching these kids things. I also want to thank this community. I was so proud of this community during the hurricane and, the floods. I saw people out working and helping each other, and I appreciate that so much. Our schools for feeding people. Also want to thank our bus drivers who helped out with the cadets. That the day that was amazing. 500 came here and worked, and it was a great thing. So I definitely want to have a shout out to them and thank them. And also want to let's remember Jeff Young and Michelle in our prayers. Tricia lost the battle with cancer here about a month ago, Dr. Arbogast.
A couple weeks ago.
And she was, well, you can't just replace her here. She was a favorite, just a wonderful, wonderful family. So I definitely want to, extend my condolences still to Jeff. So let's remember them in prayer. And Michelle, Michelle works for us now. So, and she does a lot. We couldn't make it without her. So just remember that family in your prayers. I always love and I welcome comments and people reach out to us, but I had received an anonymous letter, and it's kind of hard to address people when you don't know who sends it. But I just kind of want to, let people know that sometimes you're looking in and you don't really see things. And when you start calling people out by names and telling their salaries in a letter, that I encourage you to pick up the phone and call that school. There are that situation, there are people in our schools that get lifetime passes. And, I just encourage people to, just do a little investigating before you do that. So.
Things ain't what they appear to be.
Right. And I mean, and I know when you're on the outside, you're looking in, you get angry and stuff, but sometimes it just takes a phone call. If you'll just reach out and, concern, like we talked about, share your concerns with someone and let someone explain to you what's really going on. So with that being said, thank you to everybody. And it's hard to believe the first 9 weeks is over.
It is.
So, yes. I'm done.
All right. Want to again thank the community for everything that they've done, the hurricane response, the flooding response. Do want to say, dovetails on Gigi Robertson being here today. She's done a lot of work in the Nares community on the flood relief and recruited the football team to come help one of those days, and she's done a lot there. Ms. Price, I think your caravan drive to Grayson County was a wonderful thing to see. That was a great job right there. Also, Mr. Williams, thank you for your work with Workforce, and thank you for your work on this Ag Day. We appreciate your tireless promotion of our Ag program and our other CTE programs or system, but definitely our Ag program. It's nice to have an advocate on the board like you. Want to congratulate the two young men that went to the state golf tournament. I know Miss Mustang's very proud of both of them, but especially of one of them, understandably so. Also want to recognize Tucker Bryan, who was honored as the Roanoke Times Player of the Week and the WSLS Player of the Week this week for his performance at Perry McClure.
Awesome.
Stepped in a pinch and did really well both sides of the ball. I appreciate the folks in our community being passionate about their kids' education, and supporting their staff members and their understanding with us in the position that we're in, of how we've got to handle these things. But do again appreciate the fact it's great to live in a community that people care. So with that being said, unless Dr. Arbogast says anything else, I will entertain a motion to go.
Congratulations, I think Colton Moy.
Oh, yeah.
Won his FFA, I'm not sure exact title.
I'm not sure what it was.
He won some kind of award.
Public speaking.
Public
Won the national
yes.
public speaking.
Yes, so congratulations to Colton Moy.
Yeah, bring him here sometime that doesn't interfere with his schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make one other comment.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I meant to bring up about how the community rallied. I was really proud of us, of Giles County. We didn't wait on help to come in outside.
Right.
It was here the next day. Our own people stepped up. But y'all knew, we lost about 1,000 bales of hay went down the river. And we've got some people here in the county. Actually, we got a teacher that came from down east. She got in touch with some of her friends, and there's been hay delivered from down east, Goochland County. Natural Bridge, a lot of places to the Farm Bureau. They're going to try to come up with that 1,000 bales of hay to help the farmers back.
Yeah, I think, Jessica Walton, we need to.
She did.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Walton.
Sure did.
Put that in the minutes, so. All right.
I'm just amazed at the way everybody stepped up.
All right. If there's nothing else from anybody in open session, I will entertain a motion to go to closed session to discuss personnel.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.